Okay, so welcome to our next game of D&D Mystara. We are up to session number 120, or the easier number to remember is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 13. The characters are on their way to Riverfork Keep, and they've just had a interaction with a abandoned inn that was quite hilarious from my end. Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Dimitros, the a wise man and now noble of Katamikos, who grew up as a humble peasant boy and has fortunately maintained his humble origins and understanding. So giving and willing to provide to others of his knowledge where it's needed.
And about to be BFF with Bargle.
I don't think so.
Next up we have is Martin.
Is that me?
Yeah, Martin.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Brillin Silverleaf, a Wood Elf Kenzai monk. I don't have much in charisma, but I'm pretty wise and intelligent and decent in dexterity. But the other ones are pretty shit.
Well, you can't be good at everything. So you can definitely try.
Yeah.
Next up today we have Elliot.
Yes, I'm playing Perphone, the Elven Mirror, who's then always got himself into with cannibalistic things and random damage, time travel, etc., etc.
Okay. Just turning you down a little bit because you still have a bit of reverb on your end. Okay, so up next we have is Gabe.
I'm playing Valen, the poker-faced fighter elf of Clan Grunelf.
Then we have Rhiannon.
Hi, I'm playing Hildren, the Genasi Ranger Cleric, who is apparently overcautious.
Nothing wrong with being cautious when the Fae are concerned, because they don't like to give second chances.
Very true.
And the amusing thing is you can describe yourself as overly cautious, because very few people get to call themselves reckless in that situation.
Very true. And I grew up around the Fae, so...
And last one we have on today is Sean.
I'm playing Genric, the Elven Druid, and every time he's interacted with the Fae, he's starting to slightly consider arson more and more.
Well, the Fae always have ways of making you realise just how much you didn't want to interact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the story, as a recap, you had managed to get a invite to the crowning of the king, but you had been asked to look into a cult that had started up coming out of Fort Doom relating to the Ashen King. Arriving in Radbed Keep, there was a bunch of rabble that were in the process of dying from a plague that would burn you up literally. So some of them had headed on towards Dimitri's estate, so they decided to intercept them before they arrived and had a bit of a battle there, before returning to Lun and finding out that there was also a battle there. They had a slight side trek out to the Blight Swamp where they decided to take on a Dread Wraith. And after returning to Lund, we had a new bunch of elves join the group to round things out. They went north towards Riverguard Keep, got to spend the night on a ancient giant's mound to then arrive at the site of a battle mid-battle, only to have time rewound on them, and that never happened. So they arrive at Riverfork Keep long after the battle had happened and find it occupied by Bargle Infamous, or at least one of his clones, hard to tell. And he's there with a creature of folklore known as the Black Knight of Karamikos. Getting some assistance there, they managed to find that there was a way to cure the area of the blight caused by the Ashen King if they can just get the halflings to bring one of their artifacts known as the Black Flame to Riverfork Keep and destroy the Ashen King's power base. They then set out to Rollstone Keep, and a few interactions with the Fae along the way. Arrived as the halflings were doing one of their culling exercises, which they do to refill their fish food, and had a bit of a journey back through the Shires, heading back towards Riverfork Keep with one of the renowned cooks of the Shires. So last session they interacted with a abandoned inn that had a self-cleaning routine that would incinerate anything left there after sundown. And they were finishing the session as they were reaching Riverfork Keep. Does that roughly cover it all for everyone?
The only thing is, I didn't think the plague actually entered Radler Keep. There was the Radler Keep garrison kept them out of the keep, did they not?
They kept the Ashen King out of the keep, but all the people are put to sleep because of the plague. The plague could not advance.
But I'll just work with it.
That was in the Fort Keep.
That was in Riverfork Keep, yes.
Yeah, so early on in the conversation, early on in the description, you mentioned Radler Keep, which will go coming up after, like, originally coming out of Specularo, and then so I got the impression you said that Radler Keep had been ravaged by the plague, but my thought was that had kept them out of the keep.
They had the plague bearers out front of the keep, and the plague bearers all were ravished by the time you arrived.
Yeah. Anyone else with answer question, Paul?
All good, so it was true from point of view. So did anyone else have any questions on that?
All good here?
All good.
I'll just go with it because I missed the last session.
I'm sure you didn't miss anything too outrageous.
Just Enric sacrificing the body of one of his pets.
You did miss the dreaded gazebo episode. So,
That sounds weird, but whatever.
if you remember the stories of the gazebo being described, becoming a monster, and eventually killing the party, it was something very similar.
I know that story.
So you were on your way to approaching the gates to Riverfork Keep as we finished last session.
Yeah. And as we approached, we noted the fact that it was a lot quieter than it should have been, even for the sake of being manned by the dead. Despite the fact that we had left some living there, and there was expectation that it would be increasing potentially.
And there were some fires.
I was going to say, I think we had smoke or fire coming from them.
Yeah, there was fires with a sulphurous smell.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure that's not disturbing in any way.
Nope.
Well, so aside from the fact that I certainly the King's spies definitely had the delicate aroma of hell, i.e. sulfur, as part of it. And but considering Bargle's activities as well, hey, it's certainly not inconceivable that it could be Bargle doing it too. So,
What? You don't trust Bargle? How could that happen?
oh no, not actually not trusting, just on the idea. Hey, fires with the sulfur smell. It's not unique to the Ashen King. It's also Bargle could well be covering that sort of side too. So, but no one responded to hails or things like that, did they?
No one had responded to hails.
I don't think we particularly hailed anyone. We just sort of walked up and been very, as I always am, being cautious.
Well, the last thing you want is for something to come and beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but also considering last time we arrived here, we were expected and we were announced as we approached. So,
As the Gustav River had a ford of humanoid skulls,
yeah, that's right.
still with the eyes intact.
And
Lovely.
someone,
Flicker tape.
I was going to say, didn't someone turn into a bird and do some scouting or something?
They did.
Yeah, it was.
That was last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you like
And
to
he
approach
saw nothing
entering?
inside the kit.
What was that, Jeremy?
Just so did we get the results of that scouting?
That was the first time they approached, not this time.
Oh, okay, right.
Gendrick, do you want to do the same thing again?
Yeah. So,
Sorry. I'm a
The key
turn into a
is-
bird.
okay, yeah. So the ford leads directly into the keep, does it, or is it effectively a bit of a
The edge of
landing
the
on the other side?
The edge of the keep is basically the edge of the river, so they
Right.
can lower a bridge across, which I will say for convenience is still lowered.
Okay.
Whether that is for boating or not, we'll find out.
It's very open and welcoming, obviously.
Nothing has ever gone wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so I believe that
admittedly not so far.
Is Hill still
Okay, well, you got Dimitri here.
without trace?
I did cast it. I think I cast it just before we got there.
So that would have been your second for the day?
Think so? Yeah.
Because you had cast it before entering the inn.
Yes, that would have been my second for the day.
Okay, so how is
while we're waiting for the druid to convert to a bird, like if they're stopping for a minute or so to assess, thinking, this looks fishy because it's a bit too wide open and encumbered. Dimitri will spend a minute doing a ritual to put up a telepathic bond between people so that we can see and hear quickly from the birdie while he's doing it.
Ooh, nifty.
so the only person not part of the bond will be the druid?
Why?
Because he's currently scouting while he's doing the telepathic bond.
Okay.
I've been while he was getting set to Taylor, yes, I'll do some scouting.
I thought you'd actually said while he was scouting, my mistake.
No. While he was set shifting and preparing to scout was the intent.
Okay. I will turn into. I'm still a crow.
Okay, you turn in.
Bird.
You turn into a crow, and as you take off, you definitely get that fisheye view of the world as you start to rise up the battlements. I will give you a perception roll as you fly.
Where are my dice? Perception. Perception is that one. Oh, you use the bird stats, not Genrix.
Perception +3. That is a 7.
Okay, so as wise as you are at noticing things, you do manage to make it over the top of the wall. Not sure how you found the top of the wall, but you did. It did take a while, and you did have to bounce off it a couple of times.
I guess that's it. We had to teleport to the beach and be like, no, you want to go that way? No, the other left.
Genrick actually turned into a fly.
And so you finally clear the top of the keep after a while, and you're really feeling the whatever smoke is coming out of here is making your eyes water. Maybe it was just you hit your head too many times, hard to tell. But you're sure it's the vapors.
It's too much smoke, can't see anything.
And everyone else hears that telepathically.
Yep. Now, use your eyes, not your nose.
That is a good thing to remember. Wait, I'm a bird. I don't. Wait. Genrick is very confused by this wording.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Would I use Genrick's stats for that one?
Yes, sure. Use his stats. You're definitely going to need the bonus.
11.
Your mental stats shouldn't change when you turn into a bird. So.
Well, I got 11.
Okay, so while you're debating the meaning of this, you do notice the ground seems to be coming closer towards you.
Uh-oh.
Go up, stop falling, you idiot!
The surround thing is approaching me. I think I will call it ground.
Your wings, flap your wings.
Remember to flap. You gotta flap. Genrick will turn into a whale.
I knew it was that reference.
He will not be turning into a whale.
It might deal with the castle if you did.
You might squish some things.
Yeah, you.
I'm sure it'll be your friend.
It depends. Are you flying over us or over the keep?
Currently over the keep.
So
I
you
don't
wouldn't
think
squish
they'd
us.
appreciate me turning into a whale above them if they are still friendly towards us.
True, very true.
I'll save that for later.
So what does Genrick do as he sees the world start coming, rushing towards him?
He's gonna try to catch himself. Or fly back up.
Fly!
Okay, so yes, you do realize as you were pondering what was going on and doing your self-conscious gesture of rubbing your face with your wing, you had forgot to fly. But hey, yes, your wings do slow your fall. And apparently you figured out how to go faster.
Yeah, the jump.
Dive,
We would do that part.
dive.
And Lucas learned how to dive bomb.
You're being a crow, not a peregrine falcon.
Can't. I'll fly back up over the top of the heap and see if I can spot anything that's different from last time.
Okay, we'll make that a... We'll do it as an investigate this time as you're actively trying to tell the difference.
Okay, investigation. $15.
15, yes, there do seem to be some differences. The main difference is you're coming at it from a different direction, so you see different things. Everyone seems to be lined up, expecting some sort of advance to come in from the Gustoff River, and no one seems to be protecting the side that you're on the Croth River.
And I will relay that back to the group.
No, we did see some inhabitants of the keep.
There are quite a few stationary defenders.
Maybe dummies.
They were fairly stationary last time, if I recall.
They were.
Yeah,
I mean, undead don't move much.
Okay.
Nothing like discipline to bring someone back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure all necromancers will state that for you.
Does the crow see anything on that eastern side of the keep? Well, he was coming back, wasn't he?
So yes, you see a crow coming towards you as you feel the presence of his mind identifying, yes, that's you. And must flap, must slow fall.
Round.
Flap up, flap down. Flap up, flap down. Flap up, flap down.
Oh, Martin, I should point out that with my new attribute things,
Yep.
my passive perception is now 26.
Which is good. Which means you should notice most things.
Yes. Just thought I'd point that out before we go anywhere that might create surprises.
This ground is made out of dirt.
Sadly, the dirt doesn't burn that well.
Well, that's about my level of perception, so...
Okay, so as you guys are getting ready to cross into the keep, you do see a fog start to form up around the river nearby.
The one behind us or the one on the other side?
The one you're currently standing over.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like, or is the timing right for a normal sort of fog?
It is not, because this is coming close to evening and fog generally doesn't happen during daylight at this time of night. Time of day. It would probably happen maybe a couple of hours after sunset, but not before.
Yeah. Okay. And are we trying to rushing into the keep or getting away from rushing away? I'd say we want to get in if we really get in anyway.
Yeah, we want to go in, so I guess we go in just...
We won't run in, but we'll move briskly.
I've got my hands on my lovely weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, prepared but not threatening.
Okay, so as you make it into the keep, you do feel the shaking of the bridge as you step off it.
Oh. As in it's about to rise or something rumbling underneath it, or...
Sort of feels as if something else has stepped onto the bridge, and looking backwards, it is just all white fog.
Could I do a nature check to see if I think of anything that would create this? Nature or history or something?
Give me a nature check.
Okay. D20, not D12, will help.
Well, only if you want to roll high.
Nature is 21.
Okay, yes, you do know of a fairly low-level spell that can do this effect called Fog Cloud.
I had that cloud. I had that spell.
You also know that various herbs, when combined and tossed into water, can also create that effect. You also know of various other herbs, when burnt, can also create that effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I?
But that heavy fog cloud doesn't normally make the bridge level.
No. Can I smell to see if it smells like herbs or?
I will give you a perception roll.
Um, 27.
Okay, so you get absolutely no sensation from the fog as you interact with it, making it most likely a spell instead of a interaction between ingredients.
Can I say, Dimitri, do you ever dispel magic?
You also get a feeling of heat while you're doing so. There's the other end of the bridge has a lot of heat coming towards you.
Yep. Dimitri, you asked about whether Dimitri's got the spell magic. He's currently just grabbing, riffling through his pack a bit at the moment and pulling out a an urn type thing or a bottle, and he's just gonna go. We're at the other end of the bridge, aren't we? We're basically inside the castle's gateway.
You're in the just past the first of the two gates that can drop for the keep.
Yep.
And the heat's coming from across the river or from in the keep?
From the fog.
And
on the bridge.
How big was the river? How big was the bridge just came across?
The bridge itself would have been maybe, you'd probably get close to maybe 800 feet across in total.
Oh, okay.
So it was a fair crossing.
Yep, no, that's happy with that. So it also means then that the effect of whatever's on the bridge at the moment is still a little bit further away right now.
And you can hear
and if we can dispel the fog, we might be able to see what it is.
You hear a horn above sound an alarm as the inner gate starts to drop.
Yeah, I think we should be going inside.
Yep, okay. In that case, is the inner gate a gate or is it a portcullis?
Portcullis.
Run!
Yep. So we can say, yeah, get inside and then we'll deal with what's coming.
We'll ride, I guess.
Okay, each of you gets to make a check to see how well you do so.
It's easy to see Genrick gets crushed by the gate.
So it will be a nature animal handling check for each of you, unless your animal is not a real animal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I reckon Dimitri's got his under control.
What if I am my animal?
19.
Okay, so yes, your horse happily does what you ask it to do and dashes underneath.
Awesome. I dismount as soon as I'm through the gates.
I got a 2.
I'm still a bird.
So was that Valen who got a 2?
Yep.
Okay, apparently Valen is confused about which way to point, and the horse has started running out from the outer portcullis onto the bridge.
Can I have led Genrick's horse in with me?
You can have. And as you get out on the bridge, Genrick lands next to Valen.
Alright.
Start feeling the heat emanating from the other side of the bridge, because that might scare them inside the castle immediately anyway. So.
Unfortunately, the horsemanship shown by our Balin is the fighter, was definitely not the best.
Understandable.
Dimitri's magical steed just wafts him through. And Trellin, who has no need for steeds, just ran through with the halfling chef, followed by Drazzle on his cart.
How'd Dauphin do?
I got a 16, but I think if I saw this, I'd sort of try to ride back to help out.
Well, let's see. Give me a perception roll to see if you actually noticed what was happening, as everyone said run for the inside, and most of the people broke and ran.
That would be a 7.
Okay, so yes, you turn around just as the gate comes down, noticing that Valen and Genric are on the bridge, looking a little confused.
Henrik, don't you have like a dimension door or something? Or was that through a tree?
It works with trees, but I probably have a higher level teleportation spell I can use.
Okay, so I will be calling initiative at this point.
I have to be alive to use it.
And Dimitri didn't dispel magic.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Right. Sorry, you can't arrange to dispel magic, so.
I have something that I could probably do to get rid of the fog. Initiative.
So
was going to be.
for some reason, when you character sheet doesn't give me a spot to put my initiative. Initiative is proficiency plus dex, isn't it?
It is a skill roll normally, or you can do just an attribute if you wish to. Most people will use perception as the initiative skill they use. If you have anything that boosts initiative, it is also added to it.
No, perception and proficiency plus dexterity the same.
If you've got the alert beat, then that +5. But
Yeah, I've got the observant, not the alert.
I got 27.
So that was 27 on Genric.
Yes.
Okay, so just having to associate people with voices while I'm doing this. What was Hilderon's?
19.
What was Dauphin's?
24.
What was Trellin's?
16.
What was Dimitri's?
27.
27. And what was Valen's?
The roll was 2.
You need to
Total
get
of
the dice
-1.
somehow, Valen.
So what was the total of your roll after you add whatever skill is appropriate for you?
What skill would that be though? Animal handling?
No, perception.
You can technically use animal handling because you were in the middle of using that skill when you made it. So you can justify using that if you wish to, or you can choose to use perception instead.
Is animal handling? I can't actually see it on the character sheet.
Then you may not have given yourself proficiency with it.
Okay. I actually don't know. Perception.
Yeah, no perceptions, and technically with the telepathic bond, the fact that, hey, you can have Demetrius giving in your mind, hey, what the hell are you going that way for?
So what's the order?
Just trying to find out what Valen's total score is first.
Sorry, where's the perception though? I can't see the total value for that.
Perception in level up is if you're proficient in it, you get +4. Then you get to add your attribute to it, which should be
Wisdom.
Normally wisdom.
Yeah.
but you can justify any attribute if you can justify it. Because with level up, none of the attributes are tied to a skill. Just that wisdom is their general go-to skill for it.
Which was very confusing when I was filling out this sheet.
Okay. I actually don't know. Sorry.
Okay, so what did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
You'd have +4. What is your wisdom?
Wisdom is like +1.
So that means you would add 5 to your 4, and you got a total of 9.
Oh, okay.
I can do simple maths in my head fairly easily. Just don't ask me to do calculus in my head anymore.
It really gets on a train going 170 miles an hour going east.
My next response would be, where do I plant the explosives?
Apple.
Okay, so...
Electric trains don't create steam.
I'm just giving...
Electric from your normal, that kind of your always light up life, isn't it?
It is. Just for Jeremy's slight panic moment when he's used to the fact that my dice used to always line up on just a 20, but that actually was a 20 at the time.
Oh, good.
My light up 20, my kid's nicked, and now I can't find it.
It's okay. A lot of my players have tried to convince Ariadna to give them my 20 because it rolls 20 so often. I believe there's this plot to break it.
I mean, you rolled the number next to a 20 there, so...
It's 14, that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the 20's next to it.
True.
I don't mind if I can see the 20, just so I can see it on top.
And last group. Currently, I like high numbers.
Henrik doesn't.
I didn't roll great either. I rolled an 8. Luckily, my perception's +11.
Okay, so as you guys are getting ready for stuff to happen, a whole lot of small creatures run towards Valen and Genric. Just have to make sure which ones I have noted down are outside. As these small creatures attack, they basically use a flaming whip from their body to try to hit you.
Sounds like imps or something.
So, talking about getting 20s a lot.
Like it might have been 20 again.
So, unfortunately, Genric is top of the order, so he's the one they're attacking first. So that would be a 20.
Not for long.
25 with a critical hit.
I think that is more hit points than a bird has.
Well, I say it right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And if you shaped change the Druid, didn't you, into a bird?
Yeah.
Don't you? I'm pretty certain you keep your hit points.
When you take off the hit points of the animal, and then any excess come off your hit points.
So that would be 12 fire damage.
Yeah, you took hit points first. Yep.
12 fire damage.
How much damage does that inflict upon you?
It will inflict 1 to the bird.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
I
you
am now
take
checking
11.
if I have fire resistance because of my class. I do not.
So it would be 1 to the bird and 11 to me.
Yep. Okay, so the next one comes in and tries to attack Valen. Apparently fairly well at attacking, so that would be a 21 to hit Valen.
Mm-hmm.
Would 21 hit Valen?
Would Would 21 hit Valen?
Yes.
What's his AP?
20.
Okay, so that is a hit. So that would be 8 points of fire damage done to Valen.
Okay.
The third one attacks Genric. I don't think this one's going to go so well, so that was a AC of 12.
That does not hit Genric.
And a fourth one attacks Valen with an AC of 18, so that will also be a miss. They are not using flanking to give them any special bonuses.
Oh.
Just rolled a 19.
Well, that was their attack against you, so they missed. So that brings us to top of the order being Dimitri.
And we're now behind the portcullis, is that right?
You're on the other side of a portcullis from the others, and you can see the outer gate starting to close.
Can we see anyone on the inside actually controlling the gate and lining the portcullis?
No, you'd believe they'd be in the gatehouse above it, but you can see some stairs nearby.
And how far away are they? Those guys on the bridge?
They would be about maybe 20 feet in front of the closing gate, closing portcullis.
20 feet, okay. In which case then, I might well go with my original plan of, and he was muffling in his, he was actually pulling out his Proteus water bottle, and he will send out a nice spout of water to sweep the bridge, aiming to avoid the two humanoids, but with the intent of trying to actually push back all the little fire thingies. So.
Okay. Yes, you are spraying nicely. Or should I say gushing, because isn't that the command word to spray out that distance?
I was actually just trying to find the actual the description of the item or things like that, but yeah.
I think it's Geyser.
Geyser, yes, actually.
Okay, so luckily we should actually have it on there. There's Dimitri. For some reason I don't seem to have it on your sheet. I must have misplaced it or not updated it properly. Oh no, there it is. So, I don't think it's one of your attuned ones, so you do have Geyser is the correct one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are geysering out. Which brings us to Genric. You are up as you see water spray beside you.
What was I gonna do? I was gonna do Gust of Wind while standing in front of Valen, so he's not caught in it.
Okay.
So I believe with that spell I had to hit. A line of strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts from you in a direction you choose. I'm gonna do it away from the portcullis.
Yep.
I could probably use it to push Valen towards it. No, I'll do it the other way. I'm going to do away from the portcullis.
Yep.
So each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away following the line, so away from us.
And what is your spell DC?
That is a question I will now answer. 16.
Okay. So, of the two little creatures you get immediately in there, one goes flying backwards, the other one just grabs onto the wood beneath it, as you start to see the fog separate, and you see what appears to be a whole squad or more of people starting to become visible in the cleared air.
Oh.
And some of them don't look particularly nice, as they were all glowing with a inner flame.
Okay. So as a bonus action on each of my turns before the spell ends, I can change the direction. I would like to flip it around so it then pushes me and Valen towards the gate.
I believe it gushes from you. You cannot direct it on yourself. So you can throw Valen at the gate, but you cannot throw yourself at the gate.
I'll just keep it blowing down the bridge then.
Okay. And do you wish to do anything with your move?
No. I'll just stay where I am.
Not even to move the 20 feet to get onto the other side of the portcullis that's currently falling?
Oh, it's not closed yet.
Not yet.
No. The outward portcullis isn't closed yet, but the inward one that we're behind has.
Okay.
So the inward one, the gatehouse has a 20 by 20
small
square.
area. Yeah.
So it's like an airlock.
Yeah.
And they're shutting
So-
the outer door at the start of the round. It'll take the round to
Henrik and
shut.
Valen could run into the airlock.
They could.
Yes.
Is the bridge wide enough that I could move around Valen without blowing him towards them?
Technically, with the spell gusting away from you, once you enter, he will have to make a strength saving throw or get blown towards them.
You change the direction to make it into the side of the castle or something.
Would that still apply though if I was like holding Genrick? So if I like had like an arm wrapped around his waist and was running towards the portcullis, for instance?
It would.
Well,
would
you'd
that
be riding, wouldn't you?
Hey?
Could you have Genrick on your horse?
Oh, yeah, I could get on the back of his horse.
Yeah. Whereas the horse didn't ride away, did it? When
Or in front of Valen, so that you're not blowing Valen off the horse.
It would help, except oh yeah, so you could technically jump on the horse as your move action if you wish to.
I'll jump on the back of a horse, but direct my wind before I do so that it's not going to blow Valen off, but it's still going down the bridge.
All good.
I could.
So next person up at this point is Dauphin. What would Dauphin like to do?
So how far away is Genrick and the like?
Generic from you is 60 feet away. I'd probably say about 50 feet away.
And the other impy things?
The other impy things, there are 3 of them at the 50 feet away, and the other one has blown to about 60 feet away.
The nature will use a free action with the telepathic bond to suggest if you can't do anything immediately, like this to everybody, if you can't do anything immediately to get the guys inside, and or you've got a ranged weapon, start getting up to the top of the tower so you can tell the guys that they can open the inner portcullis as soon as the guys get into the outer one, and or be prepared to start defending the wall.
I can run up the wall.
So what is Dauphin doing?
I think I'm trying to shoot the imp things, whatever's the closest to Genrick and Valen.
Okay. So what are you going to shoot them with? What is Valen shooting? So what is Dofan shooting them with?
What big weapons?
Sorry. It's an Eldritch Ray.
Okay.
So it's 3 attacks. First one is 26 to hit.
Your 26 does hit.
Second one is 17.
On the same target?
Yes.
Your 17 will hit.
And third one is 16.
And your third one will hit.
Alright. Damage. Alright. Let's see. So the first one is an what's that? 14?
14. Total of 14.
Yep. Second one's a total of 13.
Yep.
And third one is 6.
Okay, so you hit it and it seems to get crushed by your blows.
Like completely?
You seem to have crushed in its whatever its face was. And it just falls over. Which brings us to, do you wish to use your move or bonus action?
I'm just looking through at the moment. No, I'll just probably move, I guess, near the inner portcullis, but just ready for next turn.
You don't need to, because you're basically at the inner portcullis.
Alright, fair enough.
Which brings us to Hilderan.
Okay. I can't use Healing Word as a bonus action and a spell, can I?
Generally, you're not supposed to be able to do more than one spell around unless you have a special ability to do so, such as specific training.
That's fine, just triple checking. So what we see is that squad of flame-glowing humanoids.
You do.
And how many are left?
There's 2 next to Valen and Genric. There's one sort of lagging behind, and you roughly count about 40 plus others crossing the bridge.
Jesus.
So the 2
and yes, they have risen for the dead for Martin.
The 2 next to Genric and Valen, are they between Genric and Valen and the one that's lagging behind?
They would be off to the side because the one lagging behind has been pushed back with the wind.
Could I cast a spell that is a 10-foot circle, I think it is, without hitting Valen and Genric?
I'm sure it's worth a try.
10-foot sphere.
Yes, you should be able to drop a 10-foot sphere without hitting the other 2.
Okay, can I cast Shatter sort of between the 2 and the 1 so that they're the edges of Shatter should reach all 3 of them?
I'm just going to quickly look it up because you might have gotten something a bit more drop out, if I remember Shatter correctly.
Shatter has never gone wrong when used on a bridge.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Okay, so a 10-foot radius sphere doing a 20-foot sphere. It's 10-foot radius. So
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius, so it covers a 4 square by 4 square space.
And the 40 others are way back, so the 20-foot, the 10-foot radius wouldn't get any of them.
Okay, so I am going to actually have to give the characters a Constitution save.
Sorry, guys.
That was me, right?
Yep, that would be Valen and Genric having to make a Constitution save as you make your do your 3d8 damage.
You guys get back, I'll heal you.
I do it first.
Unless, of course, you upcast it.
No, I have an upcast. So it is 17 damage.
And what is your spellcasting DC?
Spellcasting DC changed because of the thing. It is 19.
So how did Genric go? Did he make a 19 on a Constitution saving throw?
No, he made a 15.
So he
Sorry.
takes 17 points of damage.
Yay!
Did Valen make a 18 on a Constitution saving throw?
19.
19.
So just to clarify, it's a D20 plus the plus 7 for my Constitution.
Yep.
Are you proficient in Constitution?
Yes, I believe so.
Cool, so it'd be your
it'll
Constitution
be-
plus proficiency.
Yeah, so plus 11.
Yep. So I rolled a 17.
Okay, so you if you rolled a 17, is that
Half
total?
damage.
Is it 17 total or 17 plus your bonus?
Plus the bonus.
Okay, so then you take half damage, which will be 8 damage. Okay, so would then Valen like to roll for his horse?
15.
15 total?
Yep.
The horse will also take 8 damage.
Would it spook the horse back this way?
Or
Away
into
from the shadow?
or into the river. Bait.
Both are fun.
Sorry, guys. I will amend my appendix to say 10-foot radius.
Okay, so you see the wood around them also buckle as the little creatures also fail their saving throw and pummel about. By the shatter. You're sure that it wouldn't take much to take that part of the bridge out.
Cool, so it's not collapsed yet.
It has not collapsed yet. That brings us to check your bonus and move if you wish to do that.
No, I'm good. Like, I'm standing next to the portcullis, and I don't think I have a bonus action I can do right now.
Okay. Okay, you see a creature fly in at Valen and Gabe over the top of his wind.
No, not Gabe.
Okay, so he is going to claw at Gabe.
Gabe or Genric?
Sorry, Genric.
Yeah. I heard Valen and Gabe. I was like, that's the same person.
Sorry. I'll get used to the names eventually.
Do it next year.
First me and picking a generic name.
Okay, so he manages to miss you, but in doing so, he then launches flame at you as he casts Burning Hands as a bonus action. which means each of you will definitely be making a save of some sort.
Yeah.
I have heaps of things I can do, but I need to touch you.
I'm sure it's all good touch.
Always.
Okay, so that will be each of you will have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
25.
I didn't quite clearly hear that one. What was that?
25.
25. Martin, you don't need to make it. This would be Balin and Genric, who are out in the wilds.
I rolled a 3.
Alright.
Genric rolled a 3. Or
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so... Okay, so the one was Valen or Genric?
Balin.
Valen, okay.
I mean, technically the number I rolled on my dice was also a 1.
So technically you both got a 1.
Yep.
And could Valen roll for his horse?
Yeah. 18.
18, so your horse does better than you do.
Mm.
So your horse takes half damage, so the horse will take 4 damage for that, whereas each of you takes 16 damage. 16 fire damage.
So the horse ducks just enough that it's out of the fire range, but its rider's armed.
Must be a very smart horse.
Must be.
So we have Genric on 44 damage and Valen on 32. And now it is Trellan's turn. What would Trellan like to do as you've seen this creature? And by the way, the creature then arcs up out of sight of those in the portcullis. Because you can move, attack, and then move.
Alright, so I want to run up the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's within my powers.
Visual awesome.
Monks.
And shoot a couple of arrows at the big creature, if that's possible.
Okay, with one move you make it to the top of the portcullis and are standing at the battlements above. You can see this creature is now within 20 feet of you, having flown out of sight of those below.
Okay.
It was safe for him. It was a perfect move. He just didn't realize you had a amazing elf with feet that stick to things.
So I'll shoot that twice, and let's resolve that. Okay, 1d20 plus 14 is 25.
25 is the hit.
And so 28 is also a hit, probably.
It is, so that'll make it a crit.
Okay. Alright.
Because yours you roll twice, and if you manage to hit on both, you make it a critical hit.
Alright. That's pretty good. So that 40 piercing damage. And there's a second shot.
There is a second shot, so roll twice.
Oh, that's not as good. That's 16 to hit.
The 16 will miss, And what about the other wall?
Well, that's 25, but
You did manage to land a hit at least.
okay, all right.
Got close to a crit on just the roll though.
Okay. Okay, so that's 43 damage, but just straight. So the other one was doubled.
Okay, so
And I'll try to. So where would be the mechanism to engage the portcullis?
somewhere beneath you, with the door, either to the left or the right, following the stairs.
All right, so I'll give my chi one burst and start running down the other side, and
Well, to the left or right, not down the outside.
Yeah, presumably the outside of the wall.
oh, okay.
Down the stairs.
All right,
So
I'll go-
a gatehouse will normally have stairwells to the side of it, where the front and back are the main gates.
Okay. So let's go left.
Yep. You go down and reach the door. With the last of your movement, you manage to open the door.
All right. Okay.
Which then brings us to a bunch of other people rushing forwards. Okay, so we have probably about 10 creatures moving forward, looking like they're about to throw a bunch of spells at our badly besieged people. Just have to remember what the names have changed to. Can basically grab the old book so it's a little easier. Okay. Using multiple editions does make it hard to figure out what they all are. Arcane. So do you guys know which book Arcane Scorch is in?
Never heard of it. I was going to say, it's not a spell I've heard of.
I'll just do a quick look.
Arcane Scorcher, was it?
Yeah, it's probably been renamed into multiple other things.
Arcane Scorcher, 5th, 3rd. This D&D Beyond is not telling me where it came from, but it's saying a line of drawn flame, 30 feet long, 5 feet wide, emanates directly crews. Each crew in the line makes a deck saving throw. Creatures take 38 fire damage impaled, or half damage on success.
Sort of like Scorching Ray, except Scorching Ray isn't a line, it's a strike, and doesn't harm those in between, because it technically goes around them in most of the Scorching Rays. So,
this is a fire. This is a lightning bolt in the form of fire.
what level is it on that one?
2nd level.
Yeah, that is technically correct. Can you send me the link through?
Probably.
Just put it drop the link into it, and I can bring it up so I can reference it quickly. That way I make sure I don't blow everyone up unintentionally.
Did that work?
That did work. Okay. Oh, so they've actually renamed it as Agonaz's Scorcher.
Yeah.
That is
Right, so
interesting.
that's from D&D Beyond. So
Yeah. Okay, so that is a interesting spell. Okay, so yes, looks like there are 10 people throwing a scorcher in your direction.
Shit.
it's warm. You're not going to die cold.
I will not have each of them do that because that just sounds nasty. So I'm going to have 2 of them do so, both targeting the riders and the horse. So give me a saving throw, please. 2 for Valen and 1 for Genric for each spell. As the second one is for the horse for Valen.
So that'd be 4 for Valen and 2 for Genric?
Yep. Genric may have stepped away still.
I was just going to say, before we do that, how close away are the ones doing the spell?
They did close to within 30 feet.
Alright, so I'll use a reaction to counterspell one of them.
Okay. And what counterspell are you dropping?
It's a 3rd level.
So you drop a 3rd level counterspell that should technically automatically counter it.
Yes, yep. Yeah, it says if 2nd level low, it automatically does. Yep.
It does automatically counter it.
So only 1 fire attack.
So 1 saving throw for each person.
And the horse.
And the horse.
Yes, and the horse. Don't forget the horse.
I'm sorry.
So that's 6 for Valen.
6 for
The
Valen.
spell didn't say radius.
And 4 for the horse.
16.
Okay. So, Valen got 16 for the horse. Was that correct?
Genric got 16.
Genric got 16. Genric actually did pretty well then. He only takes 4 points of damage. Fire damage from that. And what was Valen's roll?
Valen was 6 and the horse was 4.
Okay, so that would be 8 damage to each of them. Luckily you had the second spell taken, as the second ranks go and throw a chromatic orb instead. I think I can actually throw that further. Where is my chromatic orb? Make sure I have the right book. That always helps. Chromatic. Chromatic orb has a 90 feet range. Okay, so 2 of them will be targeting our Dispeller with balls of fire. Okay, so they make an attack roll against you. First one is a 17. Will a 17 hit?
Or is that me?
You're the one who dispelled?
No, it doesn't hit.
The second one is lower. So you have 2 chromatic orbs of flame go flying past you. And that will be their actions. The other ones are holding spells in reserve. That brings us to Valen. You get to make an animal handling roll, or your horse will bolt.
Okay. 19.
You managed to keep control of your horse barely. And what would you like to do with your turn?
I would like to steer it towards the portcullis.
Okay, the horse hobbles underneath before it shuts, making you managing to get you all together just in time to make a perfect grouping for a fireball.
Yay! I like fireball.
Technically, we're on the other side of the second portcullis, aren't we? I mean, obviously we're doing the fireball, but technically there's still a portcullis between them.
I don't think I will.
The portcullis is you can actually see through, otherwise you wouldn't be able to attack.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, but you see through it. But I'm saying there's still a barrier between this and it. Obviously, yes, I'm happy that we're all in an area of effective fireball. It's not like we can give each other a big hug right now.
Yep. Okay, so coming out of the mist is a fiery streak that detonates on the portcullis between the two groups. So each of you gets to make a reflex saving throw, dexterity saving throw.
Damn.
22 for Dimitri.
20 for Durfan.
23.
26.
20 for Valen.
It's probably not going to affect not Willie.
Throw in the wall.
Drellin is safely above.
That's right.
Okay, so it will be. Okay, so it is a 25 damage fireball. And I believe only one of you got lower than 15.
That was Henrik.
And what about the horse? What did the horse get?
Oh, good question. 4.
Okay, so the horse takes... The horse takes 25 points of damage.
How many hit points does the horse have?
Probably none by now. And Genric also takes 25 points of damage, taking his damage up to 73.
Yep.
And everyone else will be taking 12 points of damage besides Trellin, who was smart enough to get out of the way. So that means Valen should be on 52 damage.
Dimitri takes no damage.
Hildebrand should take 12 damage.
Yep, I'm down to 130 hit points.
Dauphin should take 12 damage.
Yep.
Dimitri will take no damage because he's one of those roguey things that likes to get out of the way of stuff.
Evasion.
He's got the fire resistant, which takes it down to 6. And there's being fire again, he's taking no damage.
Okay, so that was the end of the round. As we're now at the top of the round, and the little impy things get to go.
They didn't all die?
They did not all die. As you see, 2 of them squeeze through the portcullis and rush towards Valen.
Okay, just confirming, the portcullis, like both portcullises are now down, is that correct?
Both of them are now down.
Yeah.
But a small creature could squeeze through.
Oh, that's good. No, I've got no more of that. Just confirming the fact that, yeah.
Okay, so they rush towards Phelan, with only 2 of them managing to get through to do so. The first one tries to attack Phelan's horse. And I believe that is a hit. And I believe he's flogging a dead horse. Taking your horse's damage up to 50.
Yay.
The second one is going for Valen because he seems to be the smarter one of the 2. But he's definitely not the smarter attacker. Okay, Dimitri, you're up.
Dimitri's saying, bloody, yes, what is he know? And up by that water, and there's actually 2 little creatures inside the portcullis at the moment, and what's still outside the portcullis?
You can see what appears to be more of those magic casters, plus something further into the fog.
Is there water on the bridge?
Not much, because these guys are turning it into steam.
Okay.
And aside from the little, how many little imps are there?
You can see 2 inside the gate. You can probably see about 3 or 4 outside who have just reached the portcullis.
Okay. And the spellcasters, are they on the ground or are they flying?
They are on the ground.
Okay. They're on the bridge?
They are on the bridge.
Okay. Dimitri's going to cast Arcane Hand.
Mm-hmm.
And and then have it appear well, somewhere close to the spellcaster's type stuff.
Yep.
And then there's a range of 120 feet, so like between me and them. And we'll then use bonus action on as you cast the spell. Yep. He'll then use shove to push one of the spellcasters off the bridge into the river.
Technically, you could shove a bunch of spellcasters at the same time, because it is a large hand.
Okay, yep. So it's although
It's considered large, so it should affect a 10-foot square.
I'm happy that it that's right, because obviously I talk about in the effect that it goes down, talk about creature individually, but yeah, okay, whichever. I'm happy to be going there. He's going to be going for jumping with the hand here, back and forth, so. But yeah, so hand make a strength saving throw against the maneuver DC of a creature within 5 feet of it. It's advantage if the creature is small, medium, or smaller.
You get advantage.
So I'm rolling a strength saving throw. So how that's saying?
That is what it says.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to get pushed around a bit because natural 20 with a strength saving throw. So that's only 24.
Sorry, it is a +8 because the hand has a strength of 26. So it's a +8 from the hand because of the magic hand you generate.
Yep. It's not my strength, yes.
Strength, though.
So, yeah, so 28 then. And each kind of push it as far as you possibly can. So
well, you can literally shove them. You can literally shove them off the bridge into the water.
Yeah, because I can looking so yeah, you can go up to 5 feet plus another feet equal to 5 times your spell casting. So technically you could shove up to 50 feet, but for my purposes, off the bridge will be enough.
Okay, so as you sweep, you seem to have managed to knock off about 6 of them off the bridge.
Marvelous.
Unfortunately, they lined up for billiards for you.
I will then use my move to be around the corner. Oh, it's a little rocky what's happening. I'm looking at the where we're going through, but getting good cover from the side of the wall.
So you're at least 20 feet from the portcullis.
No, I'm still actually looking through the gateway.
Oh, okay.
So that makes me if the fireball comes through in the gate wall itself, I should get cover. Obviously, if I put the fireball all the way through, then I won't get much cover. But the idea being that I'm still to be able to see what's happening.
Okay. Well, as long as if they draw a sphere from the point of impact and you're inside that sphere and it has a line of effect towards you, then it can still technically hit you.
Oh, good. Yep.
Just giving you that reminder. Okay, so that brings us to Genric. Genric, you have taken 73 points of damage so far, and you're smoking.
Not bad, I would do.
Yeah, that seems normal for generic. I'll start off by using my bonus action to summon my fire spirit or wildfire spirit.
Mm-hmm. Your fire spirit appears.
Sorry.
Is it a rat?
It appears as... How big is it actually? I believe it is a small-sized creature.
So same size of these creatures pesting you right now.
Yeah. It's a ferret.
A flaming ferret?
Yep. It's like a ferret, but like the flame Atronachs from Skyrim, kind of like segmented with fire in between them.
So what does it do?
It will just sit there for now,
Okay.
as whilst it is out, whenever I cast a healing spell, whenever I deal fire damage or restore hit points whilst it is summoned, I roll a d8 and add the bonus to whatever I roll.
Okay. So he is a good buffer.
Yes, he is there purely to buff.
Okay, so that is your action. Do you have a bonus action?
My bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word to heal myself.
Do you have a special that allows you to... Was the first one a spell?
No, the
Okay.
Summon Fire Spirit is an ability.
Okay, so yes, you do the healing word.
Yeah.
Pass level.
Yeah, sorry. I have misread the thing, so it is an action to summon it, bonus action to its ability, but it's put the word bonus action in the spot where it seems like it's a bonus action to summon it. I'm still going to summon it. But
Healing word is a bonus action, so you can still do it.
Also, has anything died within 30 feet of me recently?
Yes, but that was when you were out on the bridge.
Okay, I will need to keep track of that at some point later. What? Because when things die within me, I can turn them into bombs.
Right.
Oh, exploding corpses.
Yes, I can make exploding corpses that can also heal people. For more than my healing spells do, funnily
I
enough.
don't have the healing ability, but I can make them explode.
Well, I can do both.
Hey, it's much better than the alchemist I have in one of the other games who throws his healing potions at people. You need healing,
Yeah.
smash! Yep, there you go, I've healed you.
Okay, healing word, where are my spells?
Healing word is 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier per level that you cast it at. So if you cast it at level 4, which was what I was thinking about, it's 4d4 plus your spellcasting modifier.
I can do it at 6th level. I'm going to do it at level 4, so that will be 44 plus 4, and then an extra d8 of healing.
Woohoo!
Your spellcasting modifier is only plus 4?
Apparently.
That's because he hasn't had
I
a
haven't
chance
done
to sit down with
stuff
me.
yet.
I haven't done that.
So,
That's right. I'm sure it's not going to kill you this time.
on the 44s.
It's why I sat down and tried to get as many people done beforehand so that you had extra hit points.
I was very appreciative. I became a hell of a lot more powerful.
And I forget that we do not start at 7, like every other one of my D&D groups. I got here at 7. I got 18.
You healed yourself 18 points.
Yes.
Okay, so that means you should be on 55.
I
And
got 32.
if you healed 18 and you were on... That's assuming I'm looking at the right person.
I have 87 max hit points.
87 max hit points.
Attributes, con. Yeah. The very worst I have Revivify.
So I had Denric as having 73 damage, and you just healed 18, so that means you should still have 55 damage. I'm not counting.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah, I'm not counting your total or how much you have left, because to be honest, I'm less worried about that. More worried about how much I've applied. I like the damage to go around as much as possible.
Okay.
Do you have anything you're doing with your move at all?
No, but my wildfire spirit on its turn, which it uses the same initiative as me and has its turn immediately after mine.
Yep.
It will use dodge. That is the only thing it can do unless I use my bonus action to command it to do something.
Okay, so that brings us to Dauphin. Elliot, you're up.
Right. So I've got, is it 3 of the little imp things inside?
2 imps inside, 3 outside.
Alright, I'll try to use a... Eldritch Ray. I'll just do 1 against each of the 2 inside and 1 outside.
Okay. Roll your hits.
19 for the first one inside.
That will be a hit.
15 for the second one.
That will also be a hit.
And 16 for the third.
And that will also be a hit.
It's 14 damage for the first one.
Okay.
8 damage for the second. And 8 for the third.
Okay. So each of them is still going. And what does Dauphin do with his bonus or move?
Not really much I can do. Probably back away a little bit so I'm not actually in line of sight through the porticles.
Well, would you like to sidestep and move out of the line of fire?
Yes, I would.
That seems like a smart idea.
A lot harder to target you if they can't see you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that brings us to Hilderon.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Can I use my movement to get up on top of the wall?
That's not a disturbing statement after you've just done the shattering wall.
I almost died because of you.
Oh, just quickly before we start.
Yeah.
One of the ones I hit inside, I can grapple.
Okay. Would you like to grapple?
Is this thing on fire?
Well, I'm assuming you're grappling with magic.
Oh, I thought it was actually Okay, yeah. So these imps are sort of on fire, aren't they?
They are technically on fire.
One of the features of Eldritch Blast is you add a restraining feature to it.
Yeah, right, fair enough. That's right.
Yeah,
I
yes,
was thinking,
Which one are you grappling? The first, the second, or the third?
Whatever's closest to me.
Okay, I'll make that as the first.
It's got a beat at 21.
Okay, well, it's not gonna. It may not have a go, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so that brings us back to Hilderon. You want to try to run up the wall. So
If
I'm
I
assuming
can-
you're going to go via the stairs.
If can I get up the stairs in one move?
You're looking at this straight up the wall. It is 40 feet up.
So no. Okay, I'm going
using the
to
stairwell, it's about 80 feet to use the stairs and consider difficult terrain for most people.
Okay. I don't.
remember. So you're not necessarily trying to get all the way to the top in one night. Well, actually, no. We do know that Fallon's gone down to the room again, don't we? We've got mind meld.
What I'll do is I'll cast. Who looks worse off, Valen or Genric?
Well, at this stage, you'd probably say that Genric has started to heal over all these burns, while Valen hasn't started with it. But Valen's horse looks the worst out of the lot of them because it's no longer breathing.
I'm
So
gonna cast.
for Genric's perspective, there is now a dead body within range.
Oh, that's nice.
Not going to explode it. Don't have that spell prepared. I am going to cast. I should have didn't think to do mass healing word. I'm going to cast healing word as a bonus action, 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 44 plus my spellcasting modifier,
Yep.
which is 7. Sorry, just grabbing my d4s. D4. They're triangles. How are they hard to notice? There we go.
A lot of the dice are triangles.
Okay, so that's 7, 13. No, 4 is 8, 10. 13 plus 7 is 20 hit points.
So you heal 20 hit points on. Just confirming who you do it on.
Genric took the most damage, but he also healed, didn't he?
He did, yes. He looks he looks like his wounds are healing over, unlike Balin, who does not.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw it at Balin.
Okay, so Balin heals over 20 points.
Thank you.
Would Balin be standing near his dead horse?
He's currently astride it.
Oh, I'll use
And
my
you're also currently sitting on it as well.
I'll use my reaction to heal him.
Use your reaction to heal.
Heal the dead horse.
So I can extinguish.
Resurrect a dead horse.
When a creature I can see enters the space, you can use your reaction to extinguish the flame and either heal or damage them, equal to 2d10 plus 4.
But how do you resurrect them?
You
Using reincarnate.
So that one says when they enter this space.
When a creature enters the space, I can extinguish the flame to heal or damage them.
Okay, but they haven't. Oh, so is it if something dies in that spot?
Okay, but yeah, which flame are you talking about?
So the horse died.
Yep.
Genric and Valen are in its space right now.
Yep.
And the horse did die because of the fireball, so it would be burning.
That's not like the equipment of the spell implies that it has a flame or has a flame.
So this is one of my abilities.
Oh, okay. So
So
where did the extinguished flame come into it?
the flame. So hold on. I read the whole thing. When a small or larger creature dies within 30 feet of you or your wildfire spirit, a harmless spectral flame springs forth in the dead creature's space and flickers there for 1 minute. When a creature you can see enters that space, you can use your reaction to extinguish the spectral flame there and either heal the creature or deal fire damage to it. The healing or damage equals 2d10 plus 4.
Okay, so you're going to have to wait until Balin actually acts, because technically it's a reaction to someone's movement, and if he doesn't move, it doesn't count.
Okay.
So someone actually has to move to trigger it. It's a movement trigger for your reaction.
Well, I am moving, but I'm not standing over top of the spectral flame. I'm going to use my action, because healing was a bonus action. I'm going to use my movement and action to dash as far as I can up the stairs.
Okay, so you dash. Do you have the ability to traverse difficult terrain?
That is dependent on a couple of things. We're not in the mountains, and we're not in the Arctic.
You
I
are
feel
not.
like a castle did mountain.
But it is made out of stone, so it gives you mountainous terrain.
Cool. Well, if I don't do difficult terrain in mountains.
In which case, the stone stairs just feel like home.
Cool. So I can move. I've got a 30-foot speed, so I can move 60 feet up the stairs.
You can, which means you can easily get to the door.
Excellent.
As you
That's
notice
my
that Trellin is at the door.
Cool.
And it's now Trellin's turn as you arrive. Apparently, you may have a message for him.
What's new?
Behind the door you can open.
Inside, you can see what appears to be a couple of full plate armored people maneuvering the levers.
And I just rushed past them, or?
You haven't entered the room. Trellin was at
Okay.
the doorway.
I'm going to the battlements. I'd say spread out.
Yeah. So is there any necessary action required regarding the portcullis?
Can you heal?
No.
No. Portcullis, everybody's safe inside the portcullises. Sort of. If you can't heal, attack.
No, but currently we've got 2 people stuck on the wrong side of the portcullis.
Oh! We could, that's right, we could raise the inner portcullis.
That's okay.
That
They
will be
won't.
fine.
They won't be stuck there long.
Telepathy.
I'm sure they won't be stuck there long.
Open the door.
So yeah,
The end.
So
we have a telepathic bond, it's not all on me.
So I can go past the 2 guys in full plate armor and look for the mechanism that raises the outer portcullis.
Yeah.
You want to make
Inner.
Oh, the inner one, right?
Oh, raise the outer one. Let me at them.
Whichever one Trellin wants to do, there are each armored guy has his hands on one of the levers.
That's right, and there's no label probably on the levers.
Which lever would you like to pull? The one closest to you or the one furthest away?
Well, I'll ask them.
They turn and look at you, and you see that there is no skull in the helmet. There's just floating red eyes.
Logically, it'd be the one closest to me, wouldn't it?
I'm
I'm not ready to be a sacrifice.
I am.
Well, I always go left, so whatever's on the left.
Okay, that is the well, depends. Is left going into the keep or out of the keep?
The one that goes into the keep.
Okay, so if you're going into the keep, that would be the furthest one from you.
Okay.
But yes, if there's a lever that's on the inside of the keep as opposed to the outside wall, definitely go for the inside wall.
Yes.
Both levers are parallel to the outside wall.
And my chi, I can dash or so I can do 110 feet of movement. So
You've got the movement on this, you can get there in your moves, and then
and then shoot,
and then move more.
So
hopefully shoot
before
the outside creature.
Before
who's
you
flying.
move the lever, I will get you to do a insight roll.
Okay. 20.
So as you're thinking about which is the one you want to pull, Dimitri knows you're trying to pull the wrong one.
Okay. All right.
What?
To other left.
What?
Yeah, the other left. All right.
But hey, if you didn't have the mental thing, you would have. It would have been an interesting calamity of events.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
I'm
yes.
gonna say a prayer to Elsamdor for that.
Okay,
But how does he know?
because
Whatever.
he knows what you're thinking.
All right.
Because you share your thoughts.
But how do? Whatever.
Paid attention when we stayed at the keep for a few days.
And Dimitri is a native, and he has worked in the military of the people who built these keeps.
Right.
Unlike anyone else in the group, he's actually served with them.
Okay. So I'll turn right.
And you grab that lever and give me a strength athletics check.
Not my best suit, but.
Is he actually trying to fight the undead knight to do this?
He is.
Effectively? The knight is holding it. So.
But I can also pull out my flame tongue longsword and wail about with. I'll pump up the chi power with 3 plus.
Telling him we've got to open the gate.
Yeah. But I assume these guys are evil.
Why?
Well, they're undead knights.
Yeah,
They're defending the castle as they were when we came by a few weeks ago.
and we met
okay.
undead minions of Argle.
All right. No, they don't.
Henrik's the evil one.
No, if there's no problem.
Well, they're not necessarily going to listen to you. Yes, they're not actually our enemies right now.
Okay. All right.
Unless you want to make them a 3-way fight.
No, that's fine.
So what is your athletics check?
15.
Okay, so you are struggling. You get to make a persuasion roll to see if you can get him to let go.
Charisma.
Bad. It's 20.
Okay.
18.
So, apparently you were more charismatic than you were strong, and he helps you open the gate.
Okay. All right. So, I've still got the extra chi point, because I've got a.
You've still got movement left over anyway.
So 110 feet, so I can still make my way out and have a shot at the flying creature.
Okay,
You probably
so
won't have another shot because there'll be another action. You've got the move to get to the top.
No, yeah, bonus action means I got 110 feet.
okay,
Yeah, but your action was pulling the lever and talking to the knight to actually stop stuff, like to open the gate.
Yeah, my movement action, and then my other 55 feet, I make my way up.
okay, so you
So you wouldn't be able to attack this round.
Yeah, that's right. You could be at the top of the wall here, ready to shoot.
No,
You've already done your
if I've got line of sight, I can shoot him.
you moved to the lever, then you had to have an action to interact to try to switch the lever in an opposed check. which you also got a persuasion on.
So that was basically moving the lever while you attack round this round.
Okay.
But you can get to the top of the battlements and look down.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'll stay in the battlement. So I'll half move so that I'm ready. Ready to move out and just retain cover.
Okay, you are inside the gatehouse for cover.
No worries.
You can literally shut the door to give yourself full cover.
Nice.
Okay, so you shut the door in Hildebrand's face.
But I'm on the inside, not the
You
outside.
couldn't get past him. He was in the doorway.
You had next
No, but I'm inside. So why would he shut the inside door, not the outside door?
The stairwell still.
You're on the stairwell.
Ah. Okay, I don't need to go in that room.
Actually, rather than actually shutting the door inside the guard room with the levers, he would have actually gone back out the stairwell and just be basically
He could
getting just to the place in the stairwell where he can jump out to shoot.
The stairwell is actually open to the air.
Oh, okay, right.
So for full cover, shutting the door gives him full cover.
Yeah.
Well, what's your preference, Hildren?
Children?
Yeah, Hildren.
I'm happy to stay out here. I'm heading up.
Yeah, right. Going up anyway, so.
Well, yeah, my next action will get me up. My next turn will get me up.
Here we go. Okay, so as the portcullis is going up on the inside, not the outside, we have a couple of flaming orbs get tossed your way. And
Whose way?
they are going for Genric and Valen, one each. So Genric, it is a AC of 14. It flies past.
Okay.
For Valen, it is a critical hit on a 25.
Oh, delicious.
I healed you 20.
Well, apparently the dice knoweth. So that is 24 points of fire damage on Valen. And what else have they got to throw? Okay, so the others seem to be getting themselves ready to cast a ritual of some sort. Those that didn't fall into the river, that is. As they seem to be drawing on the bridge in flame.
Okay.
That brings us down to Valen. The portcullis is rising.
How far is it off the ground?
Enough that you can walk through.
And whereabouts are the two imps that are still in unrecognized sort of space? How far away are they from me?
Technically, they are within melee range because they were. One of them made sure your horse was dead, and the other one tried to hit you.
Yeah. So I'm going to probably take a swing. I'm probably going to get up from the horse and away from the horse and try to take a swing at the closest one.
Okay, so as you got up and moved, you have now triggered Genric's reaction. Would Genric like to use his reaction now? I think that might be a no.
Are you not using
I was muted.
to-
16. 17.
So you heal 17 damage?
Yes. Well, Valen will be healed 17.
So would you like to describe how that flame hits him?
As he walks away, Genrick waves his hands and like directs the flame into Balin's open wounds.
So it looks like a horse-like flame leaps into your wounds, closing them up, leaving a nasty scar.
Thank
Does
you.
it leave the body of the horse behind, or does that effectively the body gets consumed?
The body is the flame. I don't think the flame actually affects the dead body.
Okay.
I'm not like burning away its soul or anything like that.
Are you sure?
Okay.
It might be. I don't know.
You are a warlock after all.
Details.
Oh no, that's a druid ability, isn't it? Not warlock.
Yeah.
So I'm sure nature has its own way of dealing with the dead. Renewable resource, right?
At least not whatnot.
Dead bodies are renewable.
So Valen, what would you like to do now that you've stood up and triggered the action, and you've got the half your move plus anything else you'd like to do?
I'd like to take a swing at the closest to Genrick and I, just to allow Genrick enough time to hopefully escape under the portcullis door.
Yep.
Remember, you can also move after you swing.
Movement is before, after, and in between attacks because it is not a single action.
Okay. So Demetrius definitely thinking to you, both of you get on the other side of the portcullis.
So do I just roll the damage for the swing?
You've got to hit first. You've got to roll to hit.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a 7.
Total of 7.
Yep.
So
You need a dice jail.
So on a total, was that a natural one?
No, sorry, the dice roll was 7.
Okay. And what is your
And what
bonus?
modifiers to it?
Is that for initiative?
That is your
That's-
melee attack.
Strength plus proficiency.
Or if you
Depending
do,
on what weapon you
or if you're using finesse, that would be dex plus proficiency.
What was that? Dexterity proficiency?
If you're using
What weapon are
finesse.
you using?
A sword, short sword.
And, well, are you a dexterous fighter or a strength fighter?
Strength.
Then it would be strength plus your proficiency. So what is your strength bonus?
Plus 8, plus 6.
So it's plus 6. As
And your
Proficiency is
plus
plus 4. So it's a plus 10 to hit.
Yes, and you got a magical sword at all?
Have I got another what, sorry?
You got a magical sword?
A short, no, it's not.
No, okay. Total of 17 then.
Okay.
And that's assuming you're not actually more than proficient.
then the 17 would hit. Seems you'd have to roll pretty low to miss these guys.
So that's 4.
So damage?
Damage is 10.
Okay, so on the one you hit, it seems to be having trouble moving because someone had grappled it, and you take it out.
And now you can keep moving.
Yep, so I'm going to try to move under the portcullis as it's still opening.
How many attacks around do you have?
How many, what, sorry?
Attacks per
Your
round
fighter
do you
should have at least one extra attack.
Sure.
Because when you take the attack action and you swing a weapon, you can technically attack with more than one weapon. And if you have a light weapon in your secondary hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with that.
Okay, right. So I will take that action then to make another sword attack then. So there's, how far away is the other imp?
You can literally take a step, attack, and as long as you save enough movement to get to the other side of the portcullis, you can step to move to any creature.
Sure. That's another 17.
That's a hit.
Yep. And damage is 12.
It is still going.
Now, are you going to try to move out of to get under the portcullis, or
Yeah,
are you going to fly?
I'm still gonna try and get roll back under the portcullis.
So
There's more creatures, so I'll come through anyway. We want to make sure that we can block everything else. So.
just checking to see he doesn't have 3 attacks because being fighter and all.
Yeah, level 12 fighters get crazy.
I'm pretty good to get the second attack at around 6 or 7th level.
So you have. They've actually nerfed fighters in level up. Everything is through your abilities, so you only have 2 attacks at 11th level. Oh no, it should be 3 attacks at 11th level.
Oh, there you go.
It is 3 attacks. You
Okay,
get
I'll
your
see
extra
you
attack
before
at
you run.
Okay, so I'll swing again then. So that's a 16 this time.
That is also a hit.
And damage is 7.
Right. It could be 25 above 10 so far.
And you kill the other one on the inside.
Awesome. And then, yeah, I'll try to retreat.
And you don't try, you succeed.
Right. There is no try. You do not.
Okay, so as you have joined the others, as you're walking, you see a flaming ball come towards you. Who's
Where'd the flaming ball come from?
comes through the fog across the bridge, and this time when it hits, it will be Dauphin and Valen having to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's not stopped by the outside portcullis.
It is not.
It disconnected and makes everything through. Like, or is it just you have to get to the inside where, or it's
This one only has a 5-foot radius.
Oh, okay, right.
It's that even though I jumped or went to the side, so I couldn't be seen.
Oh, sorry. In which case, yeah, it will just be Valen then, because he moved away from Dauphin. Sorry, he moved away from Genric. No one else was standing waiting for him.
Okay.
So what is?
So it's just me who has to roll?
It's just you who has to roll.
Okay.
Flaming ball or flaming maul?
Flaming ball.
Okay.
Okay, so I think 17.
17. Okay, so you take 9 points of fire damage as someone hits you in the back as you're retreating.
And to make you do this much, walk, run.
The second one is thrown at Genric.
Yay.
Oh, sorry. It's actually reflex save. It's always a hit.
Reflex save.
Dexterity save.
Dexterity save, yes.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so you take 14 points of fire damage.
Yay.
Okay, so yes, you've been hit by lots of fire this round. Well, there's combat. Just making sure I keep track of all of the attacks because I don't want to hit you with things he can't throw. Okay, so that means you've got the 3 little fiends outside. They zoom up the wall. You just watch through the gate as they zoom up. Dimitri, you're up.
I will use a bonus action to shove those ritual casters back off the bridge.
Okay. Give me an athletics check with your +8. Of course, if you're proficient in athletics, you get to add 4 as well.
Well, so that talk about being a strength saving throw.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah. Which I'm not proficient in strength saving throw. It is 16 plus 8 is 24.
Okay, you managed to shove them off the bridge as well as disrupt their circle they were creating.
Okay.
You get the satisfying hissing sound of them going pop when they hit the water.
Do they die when they hit the water?
When the spellcasters who've been throwing the most of the spells your direction hit the water, they make a popping sound.
Do they die or just pop?
Hard to tell because they're out of view.
Yeah. Well, the guy's on the top of the oh no, he's not actually, but actually on top of
Give me a minute.
the wall by application spell, so I won't do that.
And that was your bonus. What would you like to do with your action and
I
your...
just touched up everything you on the spell, but the spell I was looking at was another concentration, so I don't want to do that one right now.
Yeah, the hand is very handy.
Oh, well, let's face it, they're throwing chromatic orbs at us. That's I'll fire chromatic orb at them.
There is one remaining of the ritualists in view.
Okay. I will make it a acid orb.
Yep.
And then where are we? Oh, that's not useful. For me, is it a spell attack I need? Range spell attack, yep, okay. I expect that will hit, and my spell attack bonus is plus 13. AC 30?
AC 30 is definitely a hit.
Okay. Okay, plus on the 3d8 with a total of 8. Plus, okay, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, seems to be
8 points of damage.
seems to be quite a good shot right in the face.
Mm-hmm. Let it burn, or at least fizzle.
And it doesn't have the satisfying look of burning flesh.
Well, that's in the same sort of way as Dimitri's laughing and then use fire in his direction, he's not actually trying to use fire on him.
Okay, so do you have any other things you'd like to do?
And basically, I'd like to would have moved out, get a good look at them, light it up and things like that. I'll move back up and come behind cover again.
Okay. Then we have Genric. The inner gate is open.
Okay. I will walk over one of the dead imp things so that I can heal myself.
It does not provide a inner flame.
Oh no.
Meaning it was most likely sent back to where it came from.
Common things not letting me use their fire.
Yes, there are catches to those
Hey,
things.
no, they were very giving of their fire.
They did share their fire with you, they just didn't let you use it for your own ends.
Just
I'm
not
gonna
the
use my
spirit
own
fire.
fire against them. And by that I mean I'm not going to use fire at all.
So there's one imp outside the outer portcullis.
There is one of the casters outside the portcullis about 100 feet away.
No imp left.
The imps have flown up the wall.
Yeah. The
Okay.
teams that were outside, they're coming your way. That's what we said.
Cool.
What is the bridge made out of?
It is made out of wood.
It's
Remember, there is a spot that is very weak.
That's no fun.
Oh, Dimitri's finding it fun. Black,
Remember,
black,
there is
black.
some magic user right up the back that's throwing fire stuff at us.
How far away are those magic users at the back that are still on the bridge?
You can't tell because you can't see it.
There's one creature still on the bridge that was part of doing some magic throwing, but it isn't the one that's been throwing the big magic balls that have been coming our way.
Yeah, there's one more that we haven't seen yet. That's.
Well, we've seen him, but he just keeps popping in and out of the fog.
Have we seen him?
You have not
Okay,
actually.
he steps out of the fog.
You haven't glimpsed him because he can see through the fog.
Oh, okay, right. He's not one that takes a step out. I'm kidding.
He's also the center of the fog.
Yeah.
What is the furthest point that I can see along the bridge?
You can see out about 60 to 80 feet clearly to about 100 feet with dim sort of light, and beyond that is completely obscured.
At the 100-foot mark, I'm going to start a wall of fire and just have it like zigzag back and forth about 60 feet, I think.
Okay. You see.
A wall of fire.
Yes.
You see the person who had been hit by the acid seem to straighten up and looks like he has been invigorated by your wall of fire.
Oh no.
Don't use fire against them.
Yes, sure. I'm sure it doesn't actually change it because I'm guessing they're probably immune to it. I ignore resistances.
Well, no, it was more than immune. It regenerated them.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire damage heals them.
Yay.
So that they don't actually ignore fire. They actually get healed by it. They love fire.
But we can see them now.
You can see one of them. The other
You
one
can
who's
see-
been throwing it is completely hidden.
This seems like a really nice fight for me because I only have fire damage unless I'm in melee with them. Either that or I blow up the bridge.
Well, they
Oh,
have
the bridge!
they have been dealing with this guy for about 10 sessions now.
Yes, there's a reason that Dimitri opened
Dimitri,
the
what do we
water
know?
bottle.
Dimitri, what do we know about the Ashen King stuff?
We told you, don't use fire. That's it. Just clear the fog away and, or just even shoot an area effect into the fog.
I did my biggest area of effect and it's healing them.
Not fire.
I don't have things that aren't fire.
Okay, so while you're arguing, at this point, one of them is saying maybe you should leave the portcullis, and you believe that's Drezel.
I'm walk inside.
Oh, you mean you hadn't actually got out? You hadn't got out under the portcullis yet?
No, he'd been discussing his spell casting and the annoyance of it healing instead of hurting.
So, Genric, could you healing word as a bonus action? No, because you
I
cast
already
a
did a
spell.
spell.
Okay, I hand over healing power. I hand the button of healing to you. I hand the healing button to you, Genric.
I need dead bodies. Give me more dead bodies.
Healing word.
Unfortunately, they're going to have to be allies that you can use that way.
Who is the nearest one? No, that's my
Or
turn.
horses.
Unfortunately, the horse is being used.
Yeah, where are you moving to?
Towards the stairs that go up to the top of the wall.
Okay, so you move out of sight of the outside.
Yeah, and I bring my wildfire spirit with me.
Okay, so Dauphin, you are up next.
Alright, so how many enemies are there out there that are visible?
One clearly, as it seems to be celebrating the fire.
Alright.
Have you left the wall of fire going?
I'll drop the spell.
And everything's obscured now that the flame has disappeared.
What fog you need?
The fog's still there, but the flame that was lighting everything up has gone.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you mean do it to be dark. Yeah.
I'm going to... And I'll change it to cold damage, just to see if it helps, does anything. And then I'll try to shoot 3 blasts into the center of the fog. I'll move out so I can see and then shoot.
Do you want to aim for the guy you can already partially see instead of the one you can't?
Oh, can I partially see it? Oh, then yes, aim for that one.
Yeah, there is one target that's got some concealment. And there's another target that you totally have no real idea where he is.
So make your
You're attacking the one you can see, partially?
Do you hit Dauphin?
I don't know.
What are you casting?
Oh, it's the Eldritch Ray.
Then you still have to roll to hit.
So three Eldritch Blasts at the magic user, dancing from the fire?
Yeah, so it's a 14, a 16, and a natural 20.
Okay, so natural 20 will definitely hit. And the other two will also hit.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, 14 damage for the first one. 9 damage for the second one. And 23 for the critical.
Okay, so you throw your cold, and as you hit it, you realize, sucks to be them, they're vulnerable to cold. As a huge detonation goes off, sending pieces of it scattering wide. So much so that a piece of it even lands towards you, even though they were quite a distance away.
Oh, nice. And then I'll probably use the remaining bit of my movement to duck back out of the way.
We'll start heading up there.
Hilderon, you're up.
Can I get on the out on the battlements with my 30 feet?
You managed to get up to the battlements with your 30 feet.
What do I see?
At the top of the stairs. You can see 4 glowing balls in the middle of the fog, which you couldn't see from down below because of the mist.
4 glowing balls in the fog?
In the fog, floating in a circle.
Okay, can I see the flying creature?
Are the 2 little imp creatures got up there as well?
You can see 3 little imp creatures coming up the wall below you.
Okay, and what about the flying creature wyvern sort of thing?
The other flying creature doesn't seem to be visible anymore.
Okay.
Trellin may have actually killed it with his shots, but he was so busy he didn't notice.
Okay, so it's dead?
Well, you can't see it. You don't know where he got it now.
Possibly. Okay, how the fog and the 4 glowing balls of fire, how far away are they?
From the top of the wall, about 90 feet.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Does the fog seem to be getting any closer from when I first saw it?
From this angle, you can tell that it's thickest where those balls are.
Yeah, but is it moving forward, or is it just...
You've only had a glance so far, you're not sure.
Okay, it doesn't seem closer than when I saw it downstairs?
Downstairs, it had a completely different look. It just looked like lots of fog. From up above, you can tell that it's thickest in the centre.
And you've got the light effects, like the blowing balls inside, you've got a better frame of reference, but you didn't...
Yeah. And the magic users who fell in the water, can I see them?
You can see floating carcasses getting washed downstream.
So they're dead. Okay, I am going to cast Sleet Storm.
Oh, I was going to do that.
Well, I was going to cast Call Lightning, but the 4 glowing balls aren't in range. So Sleet Storm has a range of 120 feet.
Yep. You can drop it right on him.
Yeah, I want to drop it right on him. It makes it difficult terrain. Yeah, I have reactions and stuff to that.
Oh, good.
Difficult terrain. The area is covered with slick ice that makes it difficult. Exposed flames in the area are doused and the area is heavily obscured. When a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts a turn there, it makes a dexterity saving throw or falls prone. When a creature concentrating on a spell starts its turn in the area or first enters the area on a turn, it makes a con save or loses concentration. And I'm fairly sure Fog Cloud is a concentration. Because I know that spell.
Mm-hmm. At the very least, it's an area effect that's likely to hit him, even if you can't tell where he actually is.
Yeah. Like I said, was going to do Call Lightning, but he's too far away. Yeah, it's concentration. So hopefully it makes it at least drop the Fog Cloud. So that's a level 3 spell, which I need boss.
Okay, so is there what is the saving throw relating to that one?
So there's two, depending. So one is a dex save to avoid being prone. And technically they happen when they start their turn or move into the area. So I don't know if he does it now or...
I'll have him do it now. He manages to succeed on that check.
Okay, and then it's a con save to maintain concentration.
Okay, so he does fail the con save. And you notice that the 4 balls of light wink out.
Yay.
The fog cloud
I
remains.
just got rid of his death lights.
You didn't get rid of his dancing lights. You got rid of his minute meteors.
Oh no.
Oh.
He would have basically then be throwing 2 lots of spells at you around if you hadn't taken that out.
But the fog cloud remains.
The fog cloud was not a concentration effect.
Okay.
He just follows him around.
And bonus action, I can't see anyone I want to heal. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
There is.
What am I thinking of? I've got some reactions I can use.
Well, currently you're staring down on the outside, watching the fight happening below.
Yeah. Hunter's Mark doesn't add...
Hunter's Mark requires you to see what you're attacking.
Yeah, but Hunter's Mark doesn't work with spells. Can I see either Genrick or Valen?
Not from here.
And I can't cast another spell. No, I think I'm going to move so I'm standing near where the imps are going to come up.
Are you going to be looking down?
Yes.
Okay. So, I just wanted to check if you were going for cover or not.
No.
Which brings us to Trellin.
So I'll move to the top of the
keep
battlement and see if Bargle is there. But otherwise,
Bargle's not on the battlement, but you can see the 3 imps coming up the wall.
All right, but otherwise, the flying creature is my next.
No longer visible.
Couldn't see it.
No longer visible.
So what your character didn't realize was that as you turned away, it unsummoned. Because you pretty much took it out, and that was why no one saw the body fall or no one saw it fly away. But your character still has no idea where it is because you were so quick.
Okay, all right. I'll shoot the 2
3 imps.
3 imps. Well, I mean, I've only got 2 shots, but let's go.
Are they within melee or are they range?
Not yet in melee.
Cool.
They're not that fast.
Yeah, I want to back away if they're not in melee.
Well, you're going to probably look down over the wall and shoot directly down the wall. So
I'm waiting for them to be in melee with me.
So it's 27.
27. 27 is a hit.
Okay, and 25.
25 is also a hit. Give me the damage. Well, that would make it a crit hit.
Ooh.
yeah, just they're both hits.
Okay, so that's 38. Doubled, so 76.
So yes, the arrow goes straight through that one and takes out the one coming out behind. Apparently, you did overflow damage.
All right, so I'll shoot the other one. So that's 26.
Also a hit.
And that's a 15 because I rolled a 1.
Okay, so the one means it just makes it a miss, so it's still a hit.
Okay.
So the amusingly, technically you would still have hit on a one, except that it was considered a miss.
So that's 43 damage. But just straight 43 damage.
And it explodes with your arrow. You take out three little imps with 2 shots.
Nice.
So the only thing left is the big guy in the fog.
That is correct.
And then I'll try and get back down to keep myself concealed with my remaining movement. Even if I'm
rather than going back in right now, double check the other side of the battlements where the guards were currently looking or expecting attack.
What?
You're currently on top of the battlements on a creek, presumably a square keep.
Yeah.
Dimitri knows that Valentin moved quickly.
Yeah.
He wants you to go and have a look, run around the battlements. So you'll still be able to cover for the guys on our side. But I want you to have a look at the other side of the keep, because that's apparently where the guards were expecting the attack to come from. So I want to find out if there's anything happening over there.
All right, I'm happy to be your proxy.
just do a lap of the keep and you'll be fine.
All right, so I'll run around the not the whole battlement.
No, that's not true.
I needed excess in order to get into cover.
Okay, so you managed to get a quarter of the way around the keep, and you can see that there is another force assaulting the other gate.
Okay, cool. I'll inform that
we know
to Dimitri and the rest of the gang.
Okay.
We know.
And then we're up to Valen.
Just out of curiosity, so I've just come in through the portcullis and I'm inside the actual battlements now. What's the occupying force doing at this point?
You can't see it. They must be basically defending the other gate, as Trallin had indicated that there was a force there.
Okay, so and how far is the other gate from this gate?
It's about 140 feet.
Yeah, okay. Is there, just out of curiosity too, is there anywhere nearby like a pump or a well for the actual keep itself?
There is. That is in the main structure itself, in its basement. So even if someone was to sortie into the keep, they still had into the walls protecting the keep. They could still access their water and food.
Nice.
I think I'm going to make my way up to the battlements. I do have a light crossbow.
Close the portcullis on your way up.
Sorry?
Did he give you a sentient thought? Close the portcullis on your way up.
I'd have to go downstairs to do that, wouldn't I?
No. You got to go upstairs.
You got to go into the middle, into the building of the keep, the gatehouse, which is above the entryway.
Yeah.
And so that's the halfway mark for the stairs to the top of the battlements.
Okay. Yeah, sure. If that's up, then I will, on my way up, I will stop by there and will. Are the other two still in there? The guards that were.
The two full plate armored beings with no actual bodies but red glowing eyes are there.
Are they not trying to lower it already?
No, they were convinced to open the inner gate, but that was the last order they'd been given.
I think Valen's going to shout at them something along the lines of "Close it, you fools!"
Okay, so as you shout that out, it will be a persuasion roll.
Yep. So that is a 14.
14, it just, both of their heads just turn and look at you and then turn off to the side as if what? You're not quite sure if they actually understand you very well. But they were originally closing it, and then someone convinced them to open it, and now you're telling them to close them. And they don't seem to understand.
Would I have enough action left to actually, like, push one aside to start closing it again?
Sure, that is an athletics check.
Yeah, sure. So, athletics.
To be quickly getting shortly straight to the right lever again.
Okay, so on a 17, you bounce off them. And you bounce off them, and you notice that your arm that touched them has a slight covering of ice.
Okay. Does it actually injure me at all?
Not for a slight contact, but if you were to hold against them, it probably would.
Okay.
As they seem to have sucked the heat out of your arm.
Right, okay. And I've managed to close the portcullis?
Nope, it couldn't move
No,
the
you
lever.
didn't have to get the lever.
Oh, okay.
The guy was sturdier than you were.
Okay. Do I still have the ability to try to pull the lever around him?
You can make another athletics check instead of trying to bowl him over to move the lever.
Yep. That's 19 this time.
Okay, so you seem to get it a slight fraction of a inch. You feel really good about that, except for the fact you can't get it any further.
Okay.
But it did move.
Remember the undead knight is still, or the unseen servant effectively is still actually holding the lever.
Okay.
While you have a great intent. So.
Okay, so as I look up the next thing to come your way.
And he's not doing his dex or his con save because he did that for me when I cast it.
Does he take any damage for remaining in the space?
It says if he starts... Hang on, let me just grab the spell again.
Sleep storm.
I was thinking about my next turn. When a creature enters the area for the first turn or starts its turn there, it makes a dex save. When a creature concentrating on a spell starts its turn in the area or first enters the area on its turn, it makes a con save. So it doesn't take damage if it ends its turn, but it takes damage if it starts its turn there.
Well, so it takes damage starting its turn, so how much damage does it take?
Oh, not damage. It makes a dex or falls prone, and a con or loses concentration, which it did when I cast it.
Okay, so you hear the sound of someone falling over.
Nice.
Prone means advantage, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
but you got to be able to see it to get advantage. Okay, so you do hear chanting coming from the fog.
Does everybody hear it, or just me with my perception?
Well, you definitely hear it with your perception, so everyone hears it because you heard it.
True. Otherwise, I would have told them I heard it.
So in the case of the telepathic bond, everyone gets echoes for everyone else who can hear it.
Woot.
Stop thinking so loud.
Okay, so I will then put it on to Dimitri.
So
You recognize the spell being cast. It is a teleportation effect.
Okay. How far away the hand has been swiping people off the bridge and clearing it? How far away is it from the edge of the fog bank?
Not very far because it's technically partly in the fog bank.
Okay. Knowing from the images from the guys on top of the bridge, on top of the elements, Dimitri will just basically do a swipe of the hand as if he's sort of just going through and trying to scoop up anyone that might be inside and basically dragging them back towards the bridge type area.
Okay, so you swipe with the hand and they... And Hildebrand sees the fog just split either side and slowly fade away as the hand moves through the bridge.
Good.
It moves through the fog because it goes along the bridge to where you expected there to be people, and so you're sure that whatever was there did teleport to another location.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so the captain who's not still going by the time it was his turn. Yeah, fair enough.
Most of those are action spells, not round spells.
Absolutely, no, that's right. That's it. Okay, so the fog clears and there appears to be nothing left on this side. Dimitri will use his movement and to basically get to the top of the battlements.
Okay. So yes, you make it to the top of the battlements. That brings us to Genric.
I know that there are enemies on the other side. Don't think I have enough movement to make it over there, though.
Well, you can do a double move.
Heal thyself.
I will do a double move to try and get over there.
Okay. You start rushing over.
Bonus action heal.
Are you running on the top of the battlements, or are you down in the courtyard?
He's in the courtyard.
Yeah, it's in the courtyard.
Okay, so you do that huffing and puffing over there. You are definitely feeling the burn.
Yep.
Bonus action heal.
No. Spell slots.
You gotta have more spell slots than I do. And
I
fire
do.
heals them.
No.
I didn't prepare any mass cure wounds or mass healing word.
Neither did I.
Who needs it?
I cast Fireball at my feet.
Unfortunately, you did a double move. You can't cast Fireball.
And I also don't have Fireball.
Which brings us to Dofan.
The important part was you did a double move so you can't cast a spell.
Dofan.
There's nothing else that we can see out this side.
Nothing that you can see out that side.
I guess I'll run across to the other side as well.
Okay. Do you have any special movements?
I've got my base speed is bumped up to 35 and I can dash as a bonus.
Okay, so yes, you managed to clear it to see what's actually happening at the other side of the gate. The inner portcullis is closed and there are many armed fighters inside firing some form of arrows out into the other side, out through the opening. There is sound of horses coming from further on, and much screaming and yelling of voices that don't sound human.
Okay, cool.
And you can see a single figure in black armor up on top of the keep astride a horse. Seems to be directing the forces below.
Death Knight.
Alright, but the gates aren't breached or anything like that.
They look fairly secure. You wouldn't want to be coming at that.
Alright, cool. Obviously, I'll kind of relay that by default.
But you do get to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay then. That would be 11.
Okay, that would be 11. So you have gained 2 levels of strife.
Okay.
Disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks, as well as concentration checks. The what you see before you completely impacts on your mind, because this is basically not something you want to encounter.
Was that
The
the
enemy
vision of
forces?
the Black Knight, or was that the vision outside the keep?
The knight on top of the keep plus his forces.
Okay.
But before, when they were stationary, not as scary as when they're actually moving.
Is this potentially a disadvantage of the telepathic bond? Does what he see, we see?
I forgot about that, so everyone else has to make a wisdom saving throw as well.
Dimitri!
Hey.
I agree.
I know.
Okay.
So what is Dimitri's wisdom saving throw? Depending on how you go, you may actually break the telepathic bond.
Okay.
26.
26. Okay, so yes, you only get 1 level of strife, giving you disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks. It does affect you, just not badly. What is Yenric's wisdom saving throw?
23.
23, you also get 1 level of strife, gaining also disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. This will last until you take a long rest. What is Dauphin's? Actually, that was Dauphin. What is Hilderon's wisdom saving throw?
20.
20. Okay. You end up taking 2 levels of strife.
Yeah, what does that do to me?
Disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma for the first level, and second level disadvantage on concentration checks.
Don't go this way, guys.
Then we're down to Trellin. Trellin gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
21.
Trellin got just high enough to only take 1 level of strife. So disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And then Valen.
Yep. So that is an 11.
An 11, so that would be 2 levels of strife for Valen. Okay, so I'm just making sure I keep note of everyone.
So what was it again you saw, was it Dauphin who ran across?
It was Dauphin who ran across. He actually got
What
to
is it we
see.
saw?
He got to see a Death Knight in full battle regalia with its with his forces attacking.
No, I meant the other side. Did we see any of the enemy
Not that you could see.
Okay.
Who technically that's our friends.
Yes.
Alright, so if I use my movement and bonus action to get there,
Mm-hmm.
am I able to use the action to run away or not really?
You can choose to use your action to run away if you wish to.
Yeah, I'm running back the other side.
Okay, so Hilderon, you are up.
Seeing that, I don't want to go to the other side of the keep. Can I drop concentration on the sleet storm?
Yep.
As a bonus action, cast ensnaring strike. There's no imps or anything in front of me. There's nothing I can see.
You see no enemies whatsoever.
Can I cast ensnaring strike and hold my action with my longbow until I can see something to hit?
You can, but it will be expended on your next action.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, so that
Ensnaring strike is a 1 minute concentration anyway, so I can hold it for. I've got that spell going for
Yep.
which is good.
a full minute.
Trellin, you wish to continue onto this horrific scene?
He's picking it up.
Well, I can use my bow at 1,200 feet, so I don't see the need to go any closer.
Well, at this distance, they're not that clear, so you're lucky.
Well, okay.
But you can't tell what they're fighting.
That's like, it's not hurt to the enemy though, it's true though.
Well, I should point out I do have an eagle eye longbow.
Yeah,
And
the enemy's lucky in range, but you can't see the enemy.
Okay. All right. No worries.
Because the Ashen
Like,
King does love to
it's a
use...
right angle.
The Ashen King does like to obscure his forces with fog clouds.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so you're ready to attack if there's an opportunity. And then we have Valen.
So Valen is probably going to. Hildren is up on the battlement still, isn't she?
Yep, she is.
Yep.
Yeah. He's probably going to join up on the battlements for the time being. But the fog is more than 80 feet away, isn't it?
It is. The fog on the other side of the keep is more than 80 feet away.
Yeah.
Is the fog on our side still there?
It is dissipating because nothing is generating it anymore.
Alright, cool.
My incorporeal hand went through it, and it was when he went through. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to check.
Yep.
So if that's dissipating then, and there's nothing at our gate, I might start. Valen might start to make his way to the other gate then.
Okay.
Strife.
Look at our friends.
Strife.
Okay, so on top of the battlements, Trellin notices the figure on top of the keep is making trapping motions with his sword, and as he does so, you're seeing missiles fall from the sky that look like huge balls of ice.
And
Trellin
so
or Valen?
is it on me?
Trellin is watching that happen. No, he's directing it into the fog cloud.
Is that a good thing?
He's doing an ice version of the meteor strike.
Nice.
Ice is good.
And so we don't gain any more strife from seeing that?
No, because he's not close enough to actually get all the details.
Okay.
He's not looking at the Death Knight himself. He's actually looking at the Death Knight's where the Death Knight's aiming at.
And
I'm still concerned as Valen is walking towards them.
Dimitri does recognize it as a 9th level spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge.
Okay, so you hear quite a few detonations on the other side as 4 massive balls of ice strike the fog cloud, sending the fog shattering in different directions.
What kind of meteor storm? A meteor storm? It was a comet storm. Dirty snowballs.
Well, hey, it is 28 d6 damage to everything in the area for each meteor. Okay, so with that,
So when the action kid starts juggling them, we know we're in trouble.
I've used Meteor's shower to kill off a party that annoyed me.
okay, so with that, the combat seems to end as there's just silence.
What? You mean that the action king didn't like being hit with comet storm?
Well, apparently he didn't know who he was picking a fight with.
Okay. Are we out of initiative?
You are now out of initiative.
Yeah. Of course, that was the Dread Knight's bonus action. What do you do with his proper action?
Can I suggest to avail who got hit? Across the telepathic bond, I'm saying who's hurt.
I've got Strife 1, but that's...
I don't
we're talking damage.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything about strife.
Outside, something might be hit with a fireball too. So.
Genric has a lot of damage on him. Dofan has moderate damage on him. Hildebrand has moderate damage on them. Trellin has no damage whatsoever. Trellin was the king of dodging damage. Balin took a crap load of damage, got healed and took a crap load of damage.
I have 12. How is that moderate? Just out of curiosity.
Out of the amount of damage that was dealt from people who have between 1 and 50 damage, 50 being the most at the moment. So, from that perspective, quite a few of you aren't really hurt badly.
Well, I can, if the people who are hurt come to me, and I can go down into the courtyard for that, I can start a prayer of healing. It'll take me 10 minutes, but I can heal multiple people.
That's good.
Keep it close on this side of the castle, because I suspect our allies don't really want to get near it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't turn on dead earlier. So yeah, if we go to, if I meet everybody down by the inner portcullis, and then yeah, I'll sort of sit and set up for a prayer of healing. It takes 10 minutes, so, but, you know, it means I can heal multiple people.
Okay, during that 10 minutes, you do hear the sound of the portcullis opening on the inner eastern side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concentrating.
Apparently, they have finished dealing with the forces that had assaulted the keep and are returning to the inside of the keep.
Dimitri not being injured and recognise the rest of you are get there. Yep, great, keep it going. I'll go inside and talk to confirm current status of what's going on and whether they're thinking that's gone through. So.
Okay, I'm going to cast it at a level 3, which is 3d8 plus my spellcasting.
Okay, so you may as well roll for that.
Fairly sure it's 3d8.
I will trust you.
I rolled badly. 7, 8 plus 11, 19.
19. Okay, well at least some people will be feeling better.
And yeah, I can use these people, so that's all this. Yeah, that's with the plus 11. I rolled bad.
Oh, wow.
Well, you got the same 3d8 I did with my active control.
I rolled a 3, a 4, and a 1.
Yep.
Okay, so that means Valen should have 29 damage and Jedrick should have 50 damage left.
I'm fully healed.
Everyone else is fully healed.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Though
You can do wounds if you want, but...
though it is nice scar tissue.
So it's likely that because that was taking 10 minutes and nothing happened in the meantime, it's likely you can take at least a short rest anyway and people can use tranquility in.
True.
Yeah.
It's that's where the taking an hour to regain hit points. Spending hit dice does come in handy. Okay,
Yeah.
so Dimitri makes his way up and reaches the commander's office. He sees that there's about 20 of the staff of the keep seem to be looking at battle plans, trying to figure out where the center of the Master's forces or the Ashen King's forces are.
And these are living inhabitants of the keep?
They are living inhabitants. And on a wall nearby are glowing marks of places the undead have visualized the enemy. At the moment, as you're walking up, they all seem to be winking out.
Oh, the chef didn't do anything to help us.
Who didn't do anything?
The chef.
Oh, right.
I just realised.
You do notice him resting comfortably in next to Drazzle, just having a conversation.
Thank God.
He's not cutting up the horse.
No, he didn't. He was waiting until the combat was finished. He's had his tours.
Makes sense.
And besides, you'll never learn if he does it for you.
True.
Well,
once the 10 minutes is up, I'll trial after Dimitri.
Dimitri will make himself known to the commanders and saying, that was fun, an exciting evening. We're expecting that to continue for the time being?
They say that we'll be having 1 to 2 attacks randomly over each day or two. They're not sure exactly when the attacks are going to happen, how long they're going to last, or how many people are thrown at them. But apparently the Ashen King really wants to take the keep.
Mm-hmm. And looking around the fact that you've got about 20 people living at the moment, so the store situation has been somewhat rectified or remedied?
We've managed to ration out the food while you've been away. We've probably got enough to last another 2 or 3 days for the people who are awake at this stage.
I've got like a couple of days worth. I've got like 4 or 5 days worth of rations.
They have been able to extend the rations using their divine magic, but it will only go so far.
Yeah. Okay. We were discussing this last time, the fact that, ways they can continue, and obviously we left rations for them last time, and now that we've been out and back, and we can provide some of these supplies.
And I can select food tomorrow.
Though they do say that Bargle has he left the keep before the attack, and apparently he will be back shortly with the requested relic, he said.
Mm-hmm. So when they say before the attack, they can the attack that just gone, or before the attack started?
Before the attack started.
Right. Which was how long ago?
Which was probably about half an hour to an hour ago, they say. They haven't really been keeping that much track of time.
No, sorry, that's right. I think so. So yes, so they meant the fact that yes, the current attack, not they said there've been a few attacks every day for the last while.
Yeah. But the wizard had said that he sensed the presence of the halfling approaching.
Mm-hmm. Well, based on their previous, like the last, how long were you away for? A week or so?
You were, let me see, you left on the 27th of the 4th with 28 days in the month, and you've arrived on the 4th, so less than a week.
Okay, less than a week. Okay, so But yeah, okay. So based on the last few days of the attack type stuff, are we expecting anything more during the night itself, or are they likely done?
He doesn't know. It doesn't have a plan, rhyme or reason.
They do attack at night on occasions.
Not using any sane tactics except cover, and trying to either attack in force or attack different directions at once. This is one of the few times they attacked in force in 2 directions.
Mm-hmm.
So they have, they will shut the gates anytime a fog cloud approaches.
Okay.
Basically, they'll leave the doors open to make it tempting, as the forces of the Ashen King do not have invisibility.
Mm-hmm. They just get concealed by the fog.
There's concealment, yes, but invisibility, no.
Yeah. And looking at the maps on the wall type stuff, that was indicating the current state of the battle with the current disposition of the enemy, was it? They're now clear?
It did. You see that there was a group of riders had sorted out and ridden right through the forces, followed by archers and pole arms. So there was 3 main forces on the Black Knight side that had protected that side of the keep. But he had pulled all these forces from the rest of the keep, except those in the guardhouses, to protect the east gate.
That's all good. Obviously, you and Marvel were aware of our approach. We were able to cover the west gate, and eventually we went to fight side by side with our allies, which is nice.
Well, none of them are willing to fight side by side with the dead.
It can be a bit unsettling.
Well, especially considering they seem to be far more skilled than they are.
However, they're a good plan, but it may be worth using people to man the portcullises, or at least take over some of the portcullises occasionally, because, yeah, had a bit of trouble convincing the undead guys, but hang on, we need to go up and down.
We tried that, except the Ashen King's forces can sneak through and attack. It has these flying little imps that can infect people with the plague. The only place they can't get into is the keep, where they've kept all the remainder of the living people.
Fair enough then.
But they do like the suggestion. At which point Hildebrand arrives after the discussion of stuff, having heard both sides of the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that did everyone else come in as well?
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, reluctantly.
Well,
These are people, not undead, right?
These are
yeah,
people, not undead.
these are human Karamikans of the Riverfork keep. Amongst the ones that have been, some of them a couple of them up and about when we were here last time, a few days ago. And
Does it include the commander that we healed?
Yeah, the commander and one of the, oh no, it was actually Bardell's assistants was part of the ones that had the ability to do the remove curse and the restoration, was it?
And they
remove curse and lesser restoration.
And they targeted the keep's priest force first.
Exactly. So these are the ones that actually woken up effectively. but they didn't want to wake up everyone because they didn't have enough food and supply for everybody. So,
Cool.
but yeah, so presumably at this stage it's waiting for Bargle to return with the relic and or waiting for the next attack. I don't think it's worth trying to rally forth as it's getting dark right now. It might be a good opportunity to rest up after our journey from the east. But it was successful on our end, as Bargle mentioned. We hopefully have brought the means of destroying the Action King, but we also want to wait for the halfling didn't actually, the halfling high priest aren't actually witnesses, believe it or not.
They are not.
No, the chef has
The
to.
relic is available.
And the chef have.
The chef has to approve it, and then
Yeah.
they'll do it. And they'll do it
Okay.
if they get the relic back. I think wasn't that the deal?
That was the deal. They weren't going to risk one of their items until they get the magical items that was lost in the Black Eagle Barony.
Yeah. Or at the very least, confirmation that they're actually there, ready to be collected. So I'm thinking that there's probably opportunity to rest up a little bit before the next attack, hopefully. People have specific things they want to try and do right now.
I just suggest we use our own supplies to, eat.
They have a small room that you can squeeze into to rest up in. Most of the rest
We
of their
stable our
rooms,
horses?
you can stable your horses downstairs, yes, but they don't have a lot of room inside the keep because most of it is full of the diseased people taking up cots everywhere.
Okay. Well, yeah, I suggest instead of using the keep's resources, like I've got plenty of supplies for food. So if we use our own supplies for dinner and then take a long rest.
Well, I would also assume the fact that we probably should be combining any of our resources and supplies with the keep's supplies right now anyway, so...
We want to combine all of it? Because, okay, so I have combined my infantry.
Give up everything, but it's
Yeah, I'm just trying to... I've got 4 days of foraging and hunting rations. I've still got fish meat and caviar from the halflings. I've still got ROUS jerky, and some more basic rations. So probably 5 or 6 days worth of food.
And thanks to the chef, Valen has donated a horse to the rations.
Very true.
Last bit.
And wine. I have wine.
So if we want to give up, I don't know, how long do they think it's going to take Bargle to get back?
Well, they expect him back once his priests say it's all clear.
Yeah. I mean, it's more the idea of whether we're staying overnight or whether we're staying for a week, we might as well be sharing the rations with the keep at the present time. I
mean, if we, whenever we venture forth, it doesn't take me much to forage and stuff.
No, that's right.
Okay, so
if I hand over the fish meat and caviar, I think that's 1 day's worth of... No, 1 day's worth of stuff.
I've got 14 days of ration.
And I've got 4 to 5 days of rations for a party of 6 to 7.
Nice.
So if I give over, say, 3 days worth of that stuff, that'll help out a bit, but still give us enough to help us, keep us fed if we need to. So if I give over
you guys can sort it out. He's going to have an app.
So I'm going to give them the fish meat and caviar, because that's not going to last. And 3 days worth of foraging and hunting supplies.
Okay, so you realize you're going to have about 10 days here before the halfling group will arrive.
Well, I'll just have to go for a hunting expedition at some point. Or I can create food and water as well, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say that as it is now past 10:30, is there anything you'd like to add as we will be wrapping up tonight with you having completed a fairly difficult sortie from the enemy you currently have?
Long rest.
Yeah, probably just stare at the wall. Think.
30 minutes will do me.
And
Trying to recover some sanity.
And each of you will regain 1 strife per long rest.
Oh, that's good. Woohoo!
So by the time the halflings arrive, you'll have all recovered your strife. Because you got 10 days.
Assuming we haven't been fighting every day, a couple times a day in the meantime, and thinking, what are our friends doing on the other side?
If anybody goes across and does that again, I'm going to ask Dimitri not to put me in the telepathic pond.
Okay, anything else you guys would like to add before we go to end credits?
Please don't shatter the bridge that I'm standing on.
Hey, you didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I currently have less health left than the amount that I was healed.
I could have. Next time, I will have mass healing word prepared next time, and I will keep it prepared.
Yeah.
Last minute, anybody?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put on end credits and we can talk after the session finishes.